Amen. Okay, that's nice. Seems like a nice balance of light.
Okay. Tell me, how did Reb Nachman Galinsky come to Breslov?
Okay, so Reb Nachman Galinsky learned in Ponivizh Yeshiva. And that's the time of Shmuel Rozovsky, Zichron Lerocha, the Ram of Ponivizh, was one of the famous Magid Shiurim over there. Nachman Galinsky was writing down his Shiurim, he learned, and they came up with a sefer. I think Divrei Shmuel. I'm not sure what the sefer. That is the notes of Nachman Galinsky on the Shiurim of Shmuel Rozovsky, Zichron Lerocha. But what happened was that there was one bocher that something Felberboim. So Rav Felberboim, he was bocher in Ponivizh. Now, it's not just he was a bocher in Ponivizh. He became a Breslover, and he was like he spoke to everybody about it. So what he would do, he had this recruiting system where he was Masaber of Nosson Libermanch. So he would, if I had a bocher, and then he would say, says, "You want to hear more?" He says, "Yes." So he took it to Nosson Libermanch. And Nosson Libermanch, gave him a whole lowdown, and they became Breslovers. In fact, there was a time, now it's already, going over, but there was a time where all the middle management in Breslov were the Talmidim, they're recruited by Avram Fellobar. I forgot his full name, Rav Fellobar. Now the thing is that the people in the powers that be in Ponivizh, were dying to throw him out because he was like, he took the best bochrim. I mean, like, Rabbi Turetz from the Ched in Yerushalayim, and another guy was, of course, Nachman Galinsky. There was another guy was Chaim Shlomo Rotenberg. Chaim Shlomo Rotenberg is supposed to be a Rebbe. The Kosener Rebbe is supposed to be Chaim Shlomo Rotenberg. He learned by Chachmei Lublin, by Rav Osner. The ones that went in a Levaya was about Levaya. So Avamotche Felberboim. So he went next to him. He asked, "You want to talk about Avodas Hashem?" He said, "Yeah." Boom, took him also. And there were all the men was seeking him. They brought with them all his guys, all his. And he went through all kinds of ups and downs, whatever it is. But his guys, they became all the the big kahunas of the. Yeah, and so this is when Nachman Galinsky became a Breslover with. So I told him, what are you getting so upset about? They called him a Litvak. It's called the Litvak. What's the big? So he says, you don't know the venom that gets injected to you when you're a Litvak. After the guy said that.
Did Moshe Binstock also learn in Panovich?
He is another one of those. He's another one of the Chabura.
When he spoke Sunday night, so he was speaking about how everybody was coming to Breslov. He gave a sikha for Sunday night.
Uh-huh.
So he spoke about when he was a bacher, if you want to say Tikkun HaKlali, you had to go to the corner, you had to, outside these, you did it like pastor, But he goes, now, it's very accepted, That's it.
So, himself, they threw him out.
Yeah.
But they think they couldn't throw him, for a long time, they didn't throw him out. No, Avamot Felberboim. They wanted to throw him out for a long time, but he was the best bocher in the yeshiva. He didn't stop learning. It was from the Litvish, he was like the Spitz. He was he never moved out of the Smith. He was learning morning to night, and it's he was also close to Rav Chesed. Then he kracht. He was a whole. He had a very rich father-in-law from South America, She started working with him, whatever it is, and he started making a lot of money. And I'm not sure. I don't know what the story, what happened, but he had some kind of an afila, whatever it is, it was, and he learned Kabbalah. He learned Kabbalah with Rebbe Cheshin, and so he told me that the reason Avraham Feldman told me that he fell because of Ein Hara. The thing about it told me it was just Diburei Emunah. It was just like, he, too much too soon. Reached for the light too much too soon. So it's like whatever. I mean, it's like now. I don't know if you remember, but Barzilai. I made with Barzilai this for the Sphera in English. Did you get that? Every week was the Sphera. It's actually a processing of a sefer that was written by his son. Avraham Feldman's son. He came up with a sefer about the Sphera, about the Sphera Sa'omer. So we took that sefer and we made it. He has it. He has it in English. He has a Barzilai has it. He thought of making a sefer out of this, whatever. And then he moved to America. He came to my house. He and his family. I lived in 46th Street between 8th and 9th Avenue. Boardwalk all the way. So,
Yeah.
Adventures. Okay. We'll start with Diburei Emunah. Diburei Emunah. This is, by the way, a shir of Likutei Halachos. But we're going to start with a little Diburei Emunah, from Levi Yitzchak Bender. Actually, something? We should just separate them. Okay. Diburei Emunah from Levi Yitzchak Bender. Don't bug me. What? You didn't say nothing, right? All right. So we're talking about the various Geirim, right? Okay, so we're talking about the story of Daniel Ager. He says, I remember from Uman, from those Geirim, Daniel Ager, that at the end of his life he came to Yerushalayim. It's true that in the last years he had a little bit of Yerida and Emunah because of all the troubles and tribulations that he went through. But at the end he made tshuva and came back to Tmimus Yiddishkeit, and he was installed b'Shem Tov in Yerushalayim in about 1979. Now, his wife was Jewish. When he was still a goy, his wife was Jewish. And the Nazim, Imach Shemam, they murdered her and the son that she had for him, but they left him alive. And he screamed and he begged the murderers that they will kill also him. After all, he's also a Yid that became a ger. But they didn't acquiesce and they left him alive. He says, to hear the stories of Mesilas Nefesh of these Gehoibin mentioned, he says, what should we say? Gewalt, we know from such a Rebbe, in every single day that passes is a loss, is an irretrievable loss. Every single day. He says, by Rabbeinu, through his pure way and his wonderful eitzes, he can get to a really, really nice day. You can really make a really nice day. He says, we used to say, people say, a guten Tag and have a good day, and it says a guten Nacht and have a good night. Yeah, you should really make it a good day and a good night to use it properly. You use your day properly. You have a good day. A good night. You use it. You wake up chatzos, you make a sbeidus, or you learn whatever. You have a good night. You have a good night. So Rabbi Nachman Schuster, the father of the Gerim, in the kfar of the Gerei Tzedek, is buried. Rabbi Nachman Schuster, alav hashalom. In the last years, he went to live next to the Gerim. There's a whole village of everybody was a ger over there. He went to live over there, and he learned the Shir Torah and Halacha, Sefer Rabbeinu, and he would wake him up chatzos, and he was very honored and very revered by them. And they loved him a lot. Now, the son of Rabbi Nachum, this Rabbi Yoel, that was mistalik in 98. In 98, lived in the city of Kharkov, and he was an officer in the Russian army. So he did all kinds of protection. He used his connections to take his father's bones and to bury them in Kharkov. So after he already managed to convince the people and the regierung and the government, he came to the Kfar Sinitsa, the village Sinitsa, which this is where it was, to do it, and he couldn't do it because the Gerim were dead set against him. He says, afterwards, this tzaddik is blind by us, we're not going to let him touch him. We're not going to let you touch him. So, Ad Kar.